In March, the European Chess Championship took place in Romania. Matthias Blübaum became European champion. This was a very great success. He even became European chess champion the second time. He managed to win this tournament twice. He also won it in 2022. And this is something very unique because he's the first player who won the European title 2 times. His most important game was in round 7. He played against GM Yuffa, and Yuffa was the tournament leader for a lot of rounds. He managed to beat Yuffa and won the tournament in the end. It's very interesting how Blübaum converted his extra material into the win. He is an exchange up in this position. You can see the Millennium chessboard now. And it's not so clear in this position because black has a knight and a pawn against the rook, and there are not so many pawns left. This position is still equal, but Yuffa made a mistake. He played the move pawn to g4. And I also switched on the Mephisto Phoenix chess computer. Now you can see that white has some advantage. g4 is a very logical move because the g-pawn attacks the pawn on f3, and if white takes on g4, then the queen can give some checks against the king on g1 and the king on h1, and it's very difficult for white to improve the position because the king is very weak. But Blübaum found a very strong move here. It's very important to bring this rook on a better place. That's why he played the move rook to e1, and he attacked the e6 pawn immediately. And this is why g4 was a mistake. Black has no good move to defend this pawn on e6. The queen can go to h6, but then the pawn on g4 is hanging, and white can simply take this pawn, win a pawn, and also have the attack on f5. So black has a big problem in this position. Maybe Yuffa forgot about the white threats of rook e1 in this position, and he only saw his own ideas with g4 and this opportunity to give checks. That's a very, very common mistake, and you can see also a very strong grandmaster with over 2600 makes some mistakes like this and underestimated the idea of the opponent. So rook e1, and Yuffa cannot protect this pawn. He played the move g6, but then of course white will take the pawn on e6, and this is not only a pawn, it's also the open file. The e file is now very strong for white, and white can bring the rook and the queen to the king, and now white has some mating threats already. King g7, queen e5 check, king f7, and now white has the nice move queen c7 check. For example, if the king moves to f8, e8, f8 or g8, e8 is not possible, of course, then white has some back rank mate. That's why Yuffa tried to play king f6, but this is also quite bad. The game went on with queen c3 check, king g5, f4 check, king takes f4, and queen d2. And here Yuffa resigned because every move is very bad here. For example, after knight e3, white has queen d4 check, and white wins the knight, and then white is a whole rook up. And yeah, other moves like king f3 is made immediately with queen f2 check. So yeah, no defense for black in this position. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.